Hello everyone. Welcome back, or if you're a new viewer, welcome to my channel. My name's just Bland, but you can call me Ace. On this channel, I post a lit of whatever I want or enjoy. Say for example reviews of miraculous fan series, gameplay videos, and just having a fun time whilst sharing the things I've enjoyed as I work on my own passion series or helping friends with script writing. Before we start, I'd like to address the AI voice. As previously stated, I wasn't keen with the idea of using my actual voice to do these reviews nor the AI voice, which I'm still weird about, but I've concluded that I'll be using this format until I'm comfortable enough to use my voice. KK. I've noticed the sudden growth of subscribers, as we've just hit 10 subscribers. I can tell you how elated I am, and I'm just grateful for you guys, and that truly means a lot to me. I'll try posting more consistently, but with things happening between my IRL and online life, things might not go as according to plan. Also, the creator of Miraculous TOSAF loved the first review, and I'm quite happy he did. Big shout out to you. Before we start, I'd like to explain something. The review format will be different moving forward. I'll be trying a different editing format, so apologies in advance if you come across any hiccups. In this review, I'll be reviewing 2, possibly 3 miraculous fan series. The episode time reviews timestamps will be in the description, and the same goes for the miraculous channels I've reviewed. Enough talk. The episode review starts now.
You cannot win.
We're starting off the episode with Genji encouraging his friend, Jonathan, to participate in the upcoming talent show. Jonathan's a bit hesitant, but our beloved Sunshine Boy convinces Jonathan to at least participate in the talent show and even joining his group, to which Jonathan agrees. Over the speaker, the prison guard, the lovely principal, alerts the students to head over to the auditorium. Assuming the boys are indeed in the halls, right, who did the principal really address here? I know it's Genji's class and the individuals wanting to participate in the talent show, but when someone uses the infamous words, everyone, and in this scenario too, I'm inclined to believe it's everyone. I honestly thought the prison warden meant the entire student population, or maybe it is the entire student body who want to audition. Sorry, I'm overthinking as per usual. As instructed, the teens made their way to the auditorium, and there another student calls out to Genji, who we the audience fully assume is Genji and Jonathan's classmate, and guys, guess who's in the seat besides Genji's crush? LeBron Peeler in his civilian form.
Go back! Go back! Go back!
Fun fact about this scene. When Genji walked past his friends, if you look carefully on Evan's shoes, they kind of have this cat whiskers going on, but in the very next frame the laces vanished and Evan's shoes becomes a lighter shade of grey. My goat is literally a cutie pie. Honestly, the little dude is pretty cool that I might even make fan art of him again. Only a certain and specific amount of people can figure out who I am because of a certain cat pillar fan art. The teens made their way past their friends, and Jonathan calls out to Genji, offering a seat beside him. Genji, bless his little heart, is excited about this and sits beside his soon-to-be boyfriend. When's the wedding, bro? Also, if I had a nickel for just now realizing that there's 2 Jonathans in this episode, I'd have 2, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice. On stage, the principal explains to the auditorium filled with students about the upcoming talent show, and gives them a week to prepare. Low-key, if this was Batman, that prep time would be used in the best way possible. In the audience, we notice Genji's slowly becoming a tomato as the mere fact he's sitting next to his beloved soon-to-be. In somewhat of playful way, Jonathan asks our favorite homebuyer about his partner for the talent show, and Genji confirms it's Jonathan. No, not his crush Jonathan, the other Jonathan, darling. Keep up. The principal dismisses the auditorium, and his soon-to-be BAE leave him, unfortunately. Genji glanced back, noticing his other friends, and Evan was standing there. They asked if he wanted to join their group, however Genji kindly rejects the offer, stating he's already a part of Jonathan's group. Not to be confused with his soon-to-be. Before we move forward in the review, I'll be changing the names of both Jonathans, as I feel there might still be a bit of confusion. Alrighty, so, Jonathan 1, the sweet crush. We'll either call him soon-to-be BAE or Genji's future BF, and for Jonathan too, the talent master. We'll call him Freckles. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Genji kindly rejects their offer and states he's already tagging alongside Freckles. They wish him good luck and leave him. Freckles tells Genji that he's heading home since school's almost over, and tells to come over to his place for their practice session. And Genji agrees. The episode cuts to the goat himself. Evan informs his friends that he'll be collecting his stuff and will be back. He paced towards that bag, calling out to his Kwame, Plag, who's hiding inside his school bag. Evan explains that he'll be going to his friend's place and Plag will be joining him. As expected, given there might be an Akuma, and having your Kwame nearby is the best option given Evan can't transform without him. Plag whines about joining him, and Evan doubles down about him essentially needing to be there with him regardless. Plag groans but agrees. The episode cuts back to little Genji finally arriving at Freckles' home, and Genji calls out to him. Suddenly, this silhouette figure walks forward, and guys, I'll be so honest, the first time watching this episode, I legitimately thought that it was an akumatized villain. Bro, in my head, I thought this villain found out about Genji double life and came to take his miraculous. I mean, just look at the silhouette, for crying out loud.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
The silhouette was then revealed to be Jonathan, who's eager to start this project. We transition to one of Genji's friend informing his big brother that his friends are coming over, and Mr. Formal thanks him for the heads up, then smirks, menacingly. A small time skip occurs, leading us back to the auditorium with the principal talking about the talent, then calls upon Genji and Freckles to present first. In the back, Freckles alerts they're on, and Genji exclaims that he's coming. Now, hear me out. If my group or my name was called out to go first in making a public presentation, I'd honestly shut down. I don't have the necessary guts to make such a presentation. My anxiety would be screaming. We then cut back to a familiar face, that being Mr. Formal, as he transforms into the infamous Panath. He pulls an average hawk moth with his butterfly, and sends it off. Genji and Freckles mentally prepare themselves, but Genji's homeboy is still nervous but masks it and states he's ready. Both teens walk on stage and Freckles in real time becomes a nervous train wreck. Honestly understandable. You're performing in front of a numerous body of individuals you likely know and don't. And people can be a bit judgmental and mean just for the fun of it. Genji explains the first performance, handing the stage over to Freckles, and we get his POV and one of the many accurate forms of stage fright, anxiety and panic. Freckles, on the verge of a breakdown, informs Genji he can't perform and runs off, crying. Understandable. Genji calls out for his already distressed friend, and his other friends watch as Genji rushed after him. The principal over the microphone calcs upon the second group to perform. Back with Panath, the dude monologues like Gabriel, ready for such a momentary occasion, and here I'm wondering if bro hasn't seen what the outside world is like, because it's giving the dude has never seen sunlight. Freckles is sobbing on the floor, probably self-loathing about what definitely just happened. An Akuma flies near him, and can I just say, that it does look like an Akuma but the body of a cute baby squid. The squid Kumar infuses itself into Freckles' deck of cards, and Panath begins to spit some lies and makes a deal with the already distressed teen. Freckles agrees and become Penten. In a way, the Penten name reminds me of Ben 10 and Ten from Naruto, which is pretty cool. Also, I'm not gonna lie, Penten has some drip, I might even sketch him too. Genji, being the sweet soul that he is, checks up on his friend and is quite frankly shocked when he spots Penten aka Freckles. Penten launches the first attack and Genji is saved by his soon-to-be. Like, little bro's shocked but also, momentarily stunned by the perfection of his soon-to-be's pretty face. Soon-to-be asks if he's doing alright and little bro's smiling, all embarrassed. Soon-to-be rushed off to get help and Tiki pulls up. Now, this scene alone kinda rubs me the wrong way, right? Because mind you, in the 17 seconds I just stated, Genji walks in. Penten attacks. Soon-to-be saved him. Soon-to-be rushes to get assistance. Tiki pulls up. Penten would likely still be in the scene because he wants to settle unfinished business and would have in fact seen Tiki. In Soon-to-Bis case, I'd likely imagine he either got hit by a card or he dipped out faster than Wink's reboot using AI. Anyways, Genji transforms into his famous alter ego, Redbug, and immediately leaps in, blocking any attack that would likely harm his friend. Redbug pleads with Penten and the duo have a stare down. And Penten was having none of that and pulls the first punch. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary pals and my furries in the back. When I say, that punch connected with Redbug's face. Bro. That punch was connected. Reminds me Sazori getting clocked. We cut to Sora and the goat himself, Evan, hiding from the akumatized victim, and Evan slips away saying he'll go get help. Now, Evan's in a safe place and transforms into the true goat he was born to be. LeBron Pillar. Penten talks some smack, but then my goat enters the chat with a lovely jump kick to the side of Penten's head and immediately helped up his partner in crime. And can I just say that I see the vision with them? Can we have Redbug and Caterpillar date? Cause I totally ship them.
No. I said no. You can kill all that right now. At this moment, stop.
Redbug tells Caterpillar Wrath that the Squid Kumar embedded itself within and was like Paul Right bet. Charges forwards and demands Penten for his undivided attention. Meanwhile, Redbug formulates a plan and summons the almighty, Lucky Charm. Redbug gets a clock, stares at it, and quickly formulates a plan that incorporates the clock. At the same time, Caterpillar and Penten are duking it out. Then Penten gets the upper hand and throws Caterpillar to the side. Fun little animation error. Caterpillar didn't have his staff when here, but when he weaved that a few frames his battens magically appears. LeBron Pillar knocks the deck of cards from Penfraud's hand, but Penten wasn't having none of that insult to his weak drip and magically launches a card at my goat. When I say the disrespectful thing here was that fraud. Both me and the goat were stunned because what you mean Penfraud magically had another card waiting to play tag. If this were a magician-type villain, I'd 100% understand, but Penten ranking on my power scaling here is that of a D-tier villain at best. Redbug saves the goat from the tomfoolery and Penfraud. Tell me why this fraud whips out another card, mind you, or bro hasn't picked up the deck of cards that knocked out of his hands.
Are you crazy? That shit is so disrespectful. So disrespectful. That shit got me so hot.
Our dynamic duo are now trapped in a trance, both waking up in a void. With Genji, we see him and soon to be standing on the bridge staring forward, happy. And Genji starts to question the situation. Evan's a bit different. Caterpillar wakes up and immediately detransforms to his civilian form. Suddenly, little bro's body was engulfed in dark smoke. The smoke covered his entire body except his eyes, and that where we see a gravestone of someone named Ben. Now, I'm not gonna spoil anything for later episodes for you.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
We cut back to Genji's trance and soon to be asks if Genji would love to get ice cream, but homeboy wasn't feeling like the vibe. Looking up, there's a big wake UP sign blinking in the sky, and before you knew it, Redbug eyes snapped open and Penfraud trying to steal his 28-karat gold stud earrings, and he was having none of that sneaky shit. Redbug grabs a hold of Penfraud's wrist and shoves him back. Please tell me why. This Penfraud decided to be more disrespectful and kicked our goat into the wall. I know, I love violence, but bro, that's low and disrespectful to Goat Bug, and you know it's worse because... Redbug didn't have time to react. The kick was a sneak attack. You made a mockery of yourself. If you thought Penfraud was safe, you failed the test of observation. From above, we see LeBron Pillar enter the chat with straight demon timing, using his baton like a bat and swung the fraud across the room. Bro wasn't done yet. He charges in, straight up throwing hands and ending this fraud's entire career. Redbug captures the Octokumar, simultaneously freeing Freckles from his akumatized state. Redbug then wanted to talk to Caterpillar, but he wasn't feeling the vibe. Freckles thanks Redbug and we transition to Fathen pulling a hawk moth, and that's where the episode ends. Episode 2 Penten was pretty fun to watch and review. The episode's premise was about a teenager wanting to perform but immediately suffered the effects of stage fright, and the pure anxiety of it all when it came time to perform, which relates to me on a certain level. Hella good premise, however the episode suffers was after the deacclimatization. After Penten detransform, I would love to know what happened with Freckles. I know, I could make a headcanon for the ending with all the factors of the episode, but canonically I would absolutely love to know what happened with Freckles and friends. Especially between Evan and Freckles, given what transpired. The fight was pretty good. I honestly wished it lasted a bit longer given the boys were in a trance. My final rating for this episode is a 8.5 out of 10. Are you tired of your partner being a fucking loser who probably cheats on you and makes you feel embarrassed that you dated that wannabe sweetheart? Well, I have the solution for you. With the love cannon. With just one blast on your ugly target, they'll instantly fall in love with you for a very long time. The cannon is so powerful it got Cupid kicked out the love department and to the North Pole. You can get this cannon for the low price of $100. And if you pre-order now, you can get another cannon for free.
Side effects of the love cannon includes: victims becomes obsessed with the target, victim stalking, vomiting, nausea, headache, dizziness, drowsiness, dry mouth, constipation, diarrhea, allergic reactions, breathing difficulties, organ dysfunction, weight changes, mood changes, rash.
She threw a chair at you?
No, she threw the chair at the wall.
She threw a raging witch ball at Bloom.
Oh, well, that's better.
Why is she being such a fuddy?
There is a technical term for the way she's acting. Crazy.
Miraculous TOSAF, or Miraculous Tales of Shadowbug and Friend, is a new upcoming series that I totally fell in love watching. Honestly, I can't really explain it, but when I watch this series, I honestly feel like I'm re-watching classic Season 1 Miraculous episodes, and I really enjoy that nostalgic feeling because there's as few cartoons and series can ever do for me. One of the many examples I've got is the Max series Fiona and Cake, from the legendary series Adventure Time that aired on Cartoon Network. Staying on topic, Miraculous TOSAF was created by YouTuber Charlie Animation. According to one of his shorts, stated he created his series because he was bored. Bro, it's the way I actually relate to this feeling with my fanfic series. Long story cut short, it was 2020 and the pandemic was super hot, and everyone was stuck at home. At the time, I was reading Wattpad stories, when the app actually had style and value, unlike now. Anyways, I was a bit bored and slightly annoyed with S for Miraculous and just started writing my own series using MLB as a basis, which bled into me revamping the series with my own vision and story. If you want to check it out, I'll have the name of my series in the description, since I can't apparently use links at the moment. Now, let's get straight into the episode. We start off this iconic episode in the bedroom of the main character. Charlie momentarily sleeps peacefully until his phone's alarms decided little bro had enough sleep and be a nuisance to Charlie and the audience who loves their beauty sleep. Charlie awakens from his beautiful slumber and gets ready for the day ahead. Blondie heads downstairs, greeting the two individuals seating comfortably on the couch. Those individuals being his siblings. Charlie asks about his parents and Celia reveals that they went out of town for business, and she also reveals that their parents told Charlie to babysit her and her other brother, Cooper, before turning back to watching the TV. Charlie looks a tad bit disappointed, thinking to himself, not again. Now you know who I'm disappointed in. The parents. With the look of Charlie's disappointed face, it seems this is a common or likely frequent recurrence in this family home. I'm not talking about the babysitting part, but more of the parents being so incompetent they didn't even shoot Charlie a texting stating, "Oh, hey son. Sorry we couldn't wake you because we wanted to beat the morning traffic, but you're in charge of watching your siblings until we return home. Love you." Or even close to it, but nope. They left, and told Celia, which isn't a bad thing. But there's always gonna be some possibilities, which further makes me infuriated by the parents' negligence and stupidity in this moment. And they aren't even on screen. This is just a casual mention here. Editing just bland here. While editing the videos, I noticed something about Celia's hair beside it being a total slay. I'm not sure if this counts as an animation error or what, but during my re-watch, I noticed in the scene that Celia's hair a shade bit lighter compared to the later scene where it looks darker. Being honest here, I actually love the lighter shade. It complements her dark clothing colors and her character so far pop. Okay, that's all from editing just bland. The sibling trio come to a stop at the convenience store, and Charlie questions why they're even at the store to begin with. Celia states their parents told them they needed to get a few things and Charlie just replied with an "Oh, okay." Then they enter the store. Before I go on, I'd to ask, Musa, is that you? When I first watched the episode, I honestly thought she was Musa, and in the intro her fit is low-key reminiscent of a classic Kim Possible mission fit. 10 out of 10. Totally chic. The trio entered the building, splitting up for the convenience of getting things done faster. As Charlie checks what he needs, he hears a loud thud followed by loud commotion elsewhere in the store. The scene transitions to an NPC who's going bonkers about money with the cashier. The cashier, who seems pretty exhausted from pretty much everything, takes a deep breath and tells the NPC that he, as in the NPC, gave him $20. NPC thinks that he's lying and angrily walks away. Personally, I don't feel like the cashier is lying here. Well, yes. Also the reason I stated why I'm more inclined to believe the cashier is 1. His job requires him to check the money before lodging it into the cashier, and 2. In a convenience store like that, there's going to be security cameras everywhere, including above the cashier's, working their shifts as a means to have evidence if cashier took out funds from the cash register or pocketed the funds. So yeah. Cashier is just doing his job and NPC is just being a major Karen about his incompetency.
We transition to a new character and Neuro staring through the opaque glass window. Blondie asks Neuro felt that negative emotions, and Neuro stammers does acknowledge his newer holder's statement. Blondie yaps about this being perfect time for Neuro to be helpful. Bro, what's with these villains taking advantage of Neuro? Like, can't y'all give him a break?
The camera shifts and we have a full scoop of the dude and Neuro, who seems just so over things. Girl, I'd be too if something like that were to happen, like in every canon and filler miraculous episode, every miraculous movie and special, games, fanfic, animatic, and miraculous fan works. Bros, I'm already a 140 minutes into the episode and I feel so bad for Neuro. Like, justice for Neuro. Now and forever. Anyways, a Blondie tells Neuro not to be scared. As if you're not going to use your powers for evil, not or anything me make not feel any more less scared or anything.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Blondie pulls away his tie and reveals the butterfly brooch and he transforms. Not gonna lie, his transformation and outfit is low-key fire. I absolutely adore his suit and how the purples and black balance each other perfectly. His high collar cape attached to his vest-like top, which has the purple butterfly motif, the dressing pants with both light and dark purple accents going upwards, and the purple boots. We can't forget his black gloves and his cane. The only minor issue I have is the hair. Given his bold outfit and his Sivelain hairstyle are the same with just a highlight, I'd like to see more of a change with his hair. Say a slick back fade or maybe his hair curled. But that's about it. The fit is still a banger, so Blondie transfuses his dark energy into the butterfly, transforming it into an Akuma, and it flies away in search of its target. The Akuma infuses itself into the angry NPC's headphones. You know, during this scene I honestly thought this was going to happen to him. Like, let him at least get off the street, damn. Throughout the manipulation process, we found out that NPC has a name, and it's David. But for the love of the game, I'm just call him NPC. Because why not? Through the power of manipulation, NPC accepts his fate before a thick bubbly-like cloud engulfed his body. In the next scene, it's shown through news report that it's been 27 years since someone got akumatized, and it also shows the tentacle-like villain who we know to be NPC. We transition to a small country-styled home, and we see a mature older man, probably in his 70s, was peacefully cooking until he was interrupted by a burrow opening behind him. Also notice how in the first scene when the burrow opened, there was a table and flower pot with a couple flowers, but in the next, boom, gone. You're like Techno from Winx Club. No screen time. A bunny miraculous holder emerges from the burrow, calling out her grandpa Louis, informing the older gentleman about the butterfly miraculous be activate once more. Likewise, Grandpa Louis knew this day was coming and heads to this portrait and punches in the code. Hi. Editing just bland again. I low-key realized that the portrait is actually a map, and I've theorized that the selected for red dots used to insert the passcode are possible locations where the Guardian temples are located in this series. Possibly, but that's just a theory. Grandpa Louis asks his granddaughter, the bunny heroine, if she found the person, at one point in time asked her to find, and she responds by saying, found him a week ago, and hands her Gramps a picture of little Charlie Anderson. Hoping his granddaughter got the right person, and in one hand he holds a small miraculous box. Transitioning back to the convenience store, where we see the trio hiding behind the shelf. Celia and Charlie were scared, but Cooper, bro, looks so done with everything, I'm crying. Charlie states he knows an exit, but unfortunately, he was teleported away by the burrow. Ain't gonna lie, this reminds me of those classic Gacha portal napping videos. Charlie falls into the burrow and does the iconic Peter Griffin pose. Gramps and his granddaughter welcome the young lad to the burrow, however Charlie questions where he is and who the strangers were standing in front of him. The blonde introduces herself as Miss Bunny and states her occupation in the burrow. Also extended the introduction to her Gramps, as King Wolf, who's quite pleased to meet Charlie. Charlie asks why did they bring him in the burrow, and quite persistent on returning to his siblings, but Miss Bunny offers the teenager a mini miraculous box which opens, revealing ladybug-themed earrings and ball of light. Circle Charlie for a moment, then spots, revealing that's it, Tiki. Tiki introduces herself and just looks so uninterested, I'm crying. Charlie's a bit confused but ultimately agrees, putting on the earrings and transforms. Now, can we just appreciate the little dude's fit? Bro, it's legitimately so cool. Miss Bunny unifies the Snake Miraculous with her Bunny Miraculous and BRO call her the Fashion Police because I am gagged. This pilot episode is quite literally a fashion show and I'm here for it. We transition back to the convenience store where Captain Freakazoid decided to be petty and take revenge on the cashier for doing his job. A burrow opens above Freakazoid and out flies the classic ladybug yo-yo, which wrap itself around Freakazoid's extended arm. He questions this only to be swung into the wall face first, plus 10 damage. Little bro leaps down through the burrow and he's so chill about it too. It's actually adorable, chat. He get a bit overconfident and summons his lucky charm, which materialized into a baseball bat. But all of a sudden, little bro got scared because Freakazoid was now staring at him and used his tentacle to propel little bro into the wall. The same wall and area where Freakazoid was launched. Freakazoid chuckles and then his boss decided to ring him about talking to the little bro's earrings, to which Freakazoid agrees. Little bro wasn't having that and decided to tax a swing, knocking out the Freakazoid. Viper Bunny congratulates him and tells him to do the Akuma purification ritual, like every classic ladybug holder. To which little bro does it stylishly of course and release the butterfly. Freakazoid reverts back to NPC, forgetting the hell he did. Instantaneously, the bat illuminates before restoring everything back to normal. A crowd of bystanders watched as the miraculous ladybug restoration in awe, and Cooper asked what was that. Charlie reappears out of the burrow, behind the crowd, and find his siblings, which make me pretty happy. Selena asks where he's been and Charlie is like, yeah, we're all going home now. Selena questions his earrings, to which he lies about wearing them this morning. Either Cooper or Selena makes a statement about what the hero calls himself, to which Charlie answers, Shadow Bug. The Season 1 pilot episode, Dr. Octopivis Low-Key, was an incredible start to this brand new miraculous fan series. I'm infatuated with the characters, their designs, the fashion, and the animation and art style. Like Togai, the animation is pretty simple yet elegant and colorful, and the characters are pretty cool so far. And episode 2 came out the other day, so look out for that. Dr. Octopivis kinda suffers the same fate Togai has with the ending. I'd genuinely like to know what happened between the pretty cashier and NPC. I need to know if NPC apologized for the misunderstanding or something, because there is no way you're leaving me on a headcanon. I don't really have any other nitpicks besides the parents, and I have already voiced my opinions about them. Regardless, the episode is a banger, so it's a 9 out of 10 from me. Likewise, I'll drop the link for the TOSAF channel below. And those are the fan miraculous episode reviews. I will come clean, as there were supposed to be 3 reviews, however something corrupted the 3rd review and I'll be starting from scratch to get things done. But that's fine, I like to suffer, unfortunately. If you like the content, please stick around and like the video and subscribe if you want. There's no pressure, I'm just doing this for the love of the game. If you want more content from me, my fanfic series The Heroes of Lilac Rose Black Spade is on AO3 and Wattpad for y'all to enjoy. I've got a couple gameplay videos and a gacha review there. So, this is me signing off for now. Have a great day, afternoon, and even night to everyone.